What's up, good people and Eagle fans? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know what? I actually have good news for us. I have some really good news for us. Here's one thing I'm going to say right now is, one great thing right now is that the Dallas Cowboys are getting younger as far as the coaching staff. Seriously. You've got guys in their 40s and mid-50s as opposed to, 60s, late 60s. Mike McCarthy was a young 61 compared to 68 for Mike Zimmer, and you were looking at when we had Rod Martinelli shoots, he looked like the crypt keeper, you know what I mean? So we're getting younger coaches with Brian Schottenheimer. I believe he's 54. Matt, our defensive coordinator, he's 51. Sorensen, I've butchered up the names. He's only like 46. So at least we're getting younger guys that are relating to the players. But not so young that they're like geeks, okay? They're not quite the geek generation. And see, I want to say, in comparison to some of the things I'm seeing right now, maybe the Cowboys are doing okay with Brian Schottenheimer. Let's just get a taste of what we got yesterday in comparison to one of the other press conferences with one of the other coaches. And you tell me who you'd rather have leading your team. Let's go to the tape.
Brian, if I could really quick, you've worked with Dak Prescott for 3 years now. Obviously, he had a lot of support for you. What do you feel like you two can work on together to unlock even more of his game?
Well, before I respond to that, I'd like to go back with one thing, Nick. I'm not doing this by myself. I've got the incredible support of Jerry, Steve, and the Jones family. The young men that are sitting behind you, we're doing this together. So my message to the Cowboys fans and community is we're going to do this together, and we're going to build this thing the right way. We're going to get the culture right. The X's and O's will come. That doesn't matter. But the support and the work ethic of these guys that sit behind me, incredibly humbling that they know what it takes to win too. So it's not just me, it'll be me and the staff. Your second question, I apologize, was?
You've worked with Dak for the last 3 years. What do you feel like you can get out of him? What do you feel like he can get out of you as well?
Iron sharpens iron, and Dak and I have an incredible relationship. Just like I have an incredible relationship with all these guys. Dak and I know how to push each other's buttons. We know how to have hard conversations. I laugh because I think about in training camp last year, a ball got intercepted, and we kind of had a thing in place where it was like if you throw an interception, you come out. And so I took Dak out, and he's like, "What?" Like he pushed back. He's like, "Ah." And the competitor in him is special. And so I think he and I working together, along with the rest of the guys, putting together the system. There'll be tweaks. There's going to be changes. But he's the type of worker that changes an entire organization. And I think he and I see the game of football offensively very, very similar. And we'll have tons of communication moving forward on some of the thoughts of things we want to do, whether it's tempo or, some of the different things we're trying to do with our play action passing game, the run game, things like that. But he's easy to talk to, and I love and respect him along with all those guys.
So I don't know about you. I like that. Because I'm sitting here looking at Dak, fixated. Dak almost looks teary-eyed and literally mesmerized at the coach. You can look and see there's already a bond there. Now compare that to, I just love Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is a national treasure. So let's take a look at what Jacksonville got. Okay, shall we? Look at this.
I agree that you have no idea what anybody's going to do.
No.
Nick Sirianni, okay, his opening press conference.
Yep.
Wow, this guy's a big dumb dipshit.
Yep.
MCDC up there in Detroit. Wow, this meathead actually eats rocks.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way he's going to win. So, Goober Tuesday. Let's go down to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What county are they in?
Duval.
Okay, all right. So,
Yes.
one more time,
Ask
please.
it again.
One more time.
Duval.
Okay. You know, Liam Coen, obviously the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in the county of
Duval.
This particular takeaway here is tough, okay? Whenever you see this, it's tough. And it's hard not to say, this guy's got no chance to win.
None.
This guy, there's no way anybody's going to take him serious. There's no way any players are going to take him serious. But then I read an article, Liam Coen talking to Rick Stroud, who's a local beat reporter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, grew up in Tampa Bay, has covered the Buccaneers for a long time. Liam Coen talked to him, and obviously the exit of Tampa Bay was what it was. It got a little nasty, got a little ugly. But he said he was talking to Baker Mayfield, who was in the Bahamas with the offensive line. I believe this is the next. If you can go to the next one, please.
Don't have it.
Okay, so he was talking to Baker Mayfield in the offensive line whenever they're down in the Caribbean. And Baker Mayfield was basically like, you got to go take that job. What are you talking about, Liam? You got to go be a head coach. The offensive line were like, hey, you got to go do that. Baker Mayfield loves Liam Coen. The offensive linemen love Liam Coen. Mike Evans allegedly loves Liam Coen. Now, this is Liam Coen telling Rick Stroud this, but I don't think he would say this publicly unless he was going to get publicly outed by the boys. But it feels like his players enjoy the hell out of him, which is tough to understand, especially whenever we're watching him do all the things that he is doing in this rollout of this press conference. I think he looks like a goober.
Yeah.
I think he looks like a goober. He's 39 years old. He's younger. He had some Louis Vuitton slippers on, basically, whenever he got there. He did the Duval thing. And then you look at his coaching history here. Here is all the stops he has had since 2010. Obviously, it's every year there's a change. 2010, he's at Brown. Then he's at Rhode Island. Then he's at Brown. Then he's at Massachusetts. Then he's at Maine. Then he's with the Rams for 2 years. Then he's at Kentucky. Then he's back to the Rams. Then he's back to Kentucky. Then he's at Tampa for a year. Now he's the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So obviously, as a 39-year-old, you're young. You're going to get a head coaching opportunity. People are going to question your experience and your resume. What everybody's questioning about his particular resume is like, damn, does anybody want this guy to stick around, or does he just move on? Is it his decision, or is it the other place's decision? Because whenever he goes Rams, Kentucky, then he's at Tampa for a year. Then obviously they wanted him back. They gave him a contract to make him the highest paid coordinator of all time, they're saying. And then he goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's like, it's hard to not say this guy looks like he's going to suck as a head coach.
Like he
especially
fell
whenever
off
you
the
watch
truck.
the way he's handling himself in these press conferences. But players at Tampa loved him. LA liked him enough to bring him back twice. Sean McVay, obviously a guy who has had massive success as a young coach. I think from people that have been around Liam say he looks up to Sean McVay a lot. He tries to emulate Sean McVay a lot. So what I'm saying is let's reserve judgment on this guy until we see what his teams look like. But boy, it's hard anytime we see the video of him saying,
Duval.
it's hard to take that guy serious.
No doubt.
It is hard to take that guy serious, but I think we need to just reserve our judgment just for a little bit to see what he's able to do down there.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about like the Kentucky Rams thing, like a few years ago, Kentucky had that kind of crazy run where they actually were a top 25 team. I believe he was the OC during those years. And then with Tampa, even last year, like Chris Godwin goes down, that offense could have easily kind of fell into a slump. Mike Evans also missed a few games with the hamstring. That's why he was pushing for the 1,000 yards at the end of the season, but they still kind of went on a little bit of a run. The Duval thing is going to be real hard. It's going to be tough to come back from that. But you listed a bunch of guys where they do have this opening press conference, like, "Hey, look, I put my foot in my mouth." You know, maybe
I tried.
I was trying to kind of be funny. He has the whole selfie video. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's run that one. This one's even. This one's you tag this one with the Duval one, and it's like, thank God I'm not in this building with this guy. But once again,
it gets worse.
Baker, offensive lineman, Mike Evans, the people that have had to play for him, allegedly love him. Here's another video that hit the internet from Liam Coen's first day as a head coach as the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey guys, this is Liam Coen.
What's up?
Just touched down in Jacksonville.
All right.
Let's get this thing started off right here. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
That's the social media team's fault, right? That was a little better.
I mean, it looks like a goober there from the side angle. All the social media videos coming out of these coaches suck.
Yeah.
And once again, social media teams or people with social media degrees normally don't know ball. They get hired to run
is
social
crazy.
media because people who are running the business are scared of social media, so they hire somebody that's younger that maybe has a social media degree, and they say, you handle it. There is a litany of social media teams that are absolute shite at their job. They know their ass, but they run up numbers, and the teams have no idea. It's not just in the NFL. This is in a lot of businesses.
Okay.
Now, you think about Ben Johnson's social media video, crap. This one, not necessarily the best. But I would like us to once again, because even as we're covering it right now, it's hard not to just jump into the fact and say this guy's going to suck. We have no idea if this guy's going to suck or not. And that is the matter of fact about these head coaching
man.
cycles.
Duval.
Okay, AJ,
Yep.
your thoughts on
Duval. So, people, hey, at least we don't have to live with every time we have a press conference, Duval. So it could be worse. It could be worse. Now, that's a guy who's traveled around all over the place. We'll see what we're going to see, good people. As always, you know how we roll.
There can be only one